chair at this time calls Jonathan Saenz with Texas Values, President of Texas Values, testifying for House Bill 65.
Good afternoon, Chairman Hutton, members of the committee. Jonathan Saenz, President of Texas Values. Texas Values is the State Family Policy Council for Focus on the Family, one of the largest family organizations in the country. I'm here testifying in support of House Bill 65 by Representative Krause. There are 26 states that have a longer waiting period for divorce than Texas does. That includes New York, Maryland, Illinois, Massachusetts, and many of those states have a lower divorce rate. We know so oftentimes that the law is a teacher. In our experience with these policy issues, we've received reports where some spouses will use the 60-day waiting period as a weapon to tell the other spouse, you have got to sign this. You have got to come to an agreement. I can get out of this marriage in 60 days. The law says I can. What's taking so long? It is unreasonable to expect that you're going to split homes, send a kid to another school, buy another bed for him or her, and dress up their room in 60 days. It's not going to happen. There is so much transition in these type of situations. We've heard testimony about that. 180 days is not even a long time, but we can see the benefit to allow just of even the two spouses that disagree with it. And I have had some personal experience myself with the issue of divorce. I won't go into those details, but I have 3 children. The transition that takes place, 180 days at least allows the spouses or one of them to calm down, to make more thoughtful decisions if the marriage is going to end, and not get caught up in the emotion of that moment. To let one of the spouses or both of the spouses figure out what they're going to do. Sometimes things have to change. Someone's got to work a little bit more. Someone's got to work a little bit less. They got to figure out maybe a different school for the kids to go to. There are practical considerations that they'll have more time to look at with just a little bit more time, 6 months. And I say the law is a teacher because some people will think, well, if I can get out of the marriage in 60 days, then maybe I have a right to this. And maybe that's all it will take. It will only take 60 days. So the divorce is not going to be that hard. It's not true. Particularly where children are involved. It's going to be expensive by and large. It's going to take time. You're not going to get your way for everything you want. That 180 days is at least a more realistic expectation for people to go, okay, I realize before I make this decision, it may take a little bit while to get all this sorted out. And maybe some of those marriages will be saved and reconciled for the benefit of the 60,000 children every year that go through divorce in Texas. But maybe at least some of them will have a better opportunity to have a post-divorce relationship with the other spouse because they haven't been forced to rush through the process. Because oftentimes, one of the spouse has no idea that the divorce decree is coming. And those are just many of the reasons that we support House Bill 65.
Thank you, Mr. Saenz.
Will you take any questions?
Any questions of Mr. Saenz, members? Not hearing any. Thank you, and thank you for your testimony, Mr. Saenz.